When I'm not having to spend all my OnlyFans money on a new laptop just so I can finally get a MacBook Pro with an SD card reader, I like to answer questions and comments that I get on YouTube, so let's get to it. I don't know how it happens, but every time my guitar teacher fails to teach me what I want to know, you cover it in a video. I'm off to practice fills. Next time I'll expect some blues picking techniques. Fire your guitar teacher. You have my YouTube channel, that's all you need. That is absolutely not what I want you to take away from this, but as someone who has taught private guitar lessons for like 10 years now, I do want to talk a little bit about it, all right? Because I think there is a misrepresentation among guitar teachers and students. It's kind of like a disconnect. Sometimes it happens where maybe you're like not getting what you want out of like private lessons. I think private lessons are something that absolutely anybody can benefit from, no matter what your skill level. But one thing that it actually took me a long time to develop was anticipating what a student wanted to learn, okay? So a good teacher will kind of be able to anticipate the questions that students have, right? But not everybody has that right away. So what I think is important if you're starting off with private lessons is going into it with an actual game plan of what you want to learn. Now, you might not know what you want to learn, and a really good teacher can kind of like help point you in the right direction. But what I noticed is, especially when I started teaching a lot of students who maybe had previous lessons from another instructor, they would just kind of show up, not know what they wanted to do, and a lot of people just like, if you don't have anything that you want to learn, let's just teach out of a book or something like that. Every student is different. A good teacher can adapt to different learning styles. I kind of felt like, I ended up becoming a good teacher just by being very flexible with how I wanted to teach people. Some people really react well to just learning songs and just always learning songs and kind of fleshing out the skills and the theory and stuff while you're in the midst of learning songs. Other people needed a more kind of like regimented practice routine with like scales and stuff and arpeggios. There's no right or way to do that, right or wrong way to do that, but there is a good way to approach different things. So if you have a guitar teacher and you feel like you're not getting a lot out of it, go to him or her and just be like, this is kind of what I want to work on. Can we do this? Can we kind of gear our lessons and our practice towards my goals, right? And if they can't do that, then it's time to fire your guitar teacher, right? But I think a lot of times is like, a lack of communication is what causes a lot of saltiness. Like, I'm spending all this money and I'm not getting what I want. Well, make sure that you have clear ideas and goals of what you want communicated. I think it's very intimidating for a student to go to a teacher who's probably, decent at guitar, at least one would hope, and telling them that like, I'm not really vibing with this style. Can we try something else? 99% of the time, the teacher's gonna be like, yes, please. I know that I was always thirsting for that feedback. Like, how are you liking this? Is this working for you? Is this not working for you? It's kind of hard to have that conversation when you're on like different kind of skill levels sometimes. But I guarantee you, your guitar teacher is going to want to know that feedback. So definitely make sure that you clearly communicate what your goals are. Don't be intimidated by kind of switching it up. And if they are just kind of salty and they're like, no, this is the way that I teach, and you're not digging with it, go find a different teacher. Fire them and tell them that I said it was okay. Hey Sean, looking forward to your seminar. Ideas for future seminars, arpeggios and fingerstyle. I've watched all your Patreon videos and would like to see more intermediate stuff on the above subjects. Thanks for all you do. Rock on. Thank you very much. I will have more intermediate Patreon videos coming up soon. I wanted to kind of flesh out the entire absolute beginner to intermediate spot first. So I kind of feel like I'm there now. I can get into more just kind of like straight intermediate videos. But as to the seminar, on the 30th, I'm teaching a live seminar just on kind of like chords and songwriting. So really kind of like applicable ideas of using music theory in a real life situation for songwriting, if that's something you're interested in. It's super cheap. It's like $10. I will link you below. It's live. Should be a lot of fun. First time I'm doing it, but again, I'm open to more ideas. So definitely check that out in the link below, and I hope to see you there. What is that third chord? That magical chord in that song Centerpiece by Andrea and Sean. So I was talking about this in a lesson last week, rocking out the Taylor 614. And basically the song starts with a C major to an F major. So it seems like a 1 to a 4 in the key of C, right? Then you get to that third chord. G minor 11, okay? So in this context, I want you to start using minor 11 chords. We've talked about minor 11 chords before, but specifically right here. So my middle finger is on the G, on the E string. Ring finger, 3D, pinky, 3G, pointer finger, 1B, and then getting that open E on top, okay? Now the reason it sounds so cool, I think it sounds so cool, is because we kind of established with that C major that we're in the key of C, right? Are we? Then F major goes in line with it, you know, a 1 to 4. A 5 would be G major. Tried and true. Resolve on C. No, that's not what we do. We're switching it up to make that G a minor 11 chord, hence a G minor chord. So as soon as we hit that, C, speed it up, F, we kind of reveal that we're actually in the key of F. In the key of F, G is the 2 chord, G is minor. So G is in both keys as the 5 of C, which would be a G major chord, or the 2 of F, which is G minor 11, right? Being able to kind of go back and forth between those two is something that I love to do in songwriting, to kind of maybe switch back and forth between keys. And I think the key of C and the key of F are 2 great ways to just experiment with it, right? So again, they share a lot of the same notes. In fact, they share 6 of 7 notes, just a B in the key of C and a B flat in the key of F. And just by having that B and B flat switched, you get a lot of cool different things you could do, right? Most notably, a G major in the key of C would become a G minor in the key of F. So kind of having an interchange between those two is something that I like to do in my songs a lot, especially when it comes to like an A minor to a G minor to an F. But in the key of F, that's just a 3, 2, 1. But in the key of C, A minor, G major, C is a 6, 5, 1. So I think the whole point in kind of going on and on about this is just really kind of seeing every chord in a key as a chance to pivot into another closer key. So I'll be talking a little bit about that in the seminar and stuff too. But I think that minor 5 chord in the key of C, adding a G minor to all your chords in the key of C, or just thinking of it as a straight up 2 chord in the key of F, but kind of focusing on a C, is a really cool way to maybe start developing your ear and kind of finding new different potential chord substitutions that you can use in any key. WTF, Sean, stay in your lane. Salty comment of the week. My most disliked video ever was posted last week. I had no idea this was going to start a maelstrom of saltiness. Let me read you the title of this video in case anybody missed it. All right? It's a little bit of a long-winded title, if I may say so. I just didn't know what to title this video. I never know what to title the videos. If you title it what they actually are, nobody's going to watch it. So thank you, YouTube, for that. But here we go. The video in question. Defaced Columbus statue looks on in horror on Indigenous Peoples Day as Taylor Swift and Frozen play. So this was Indigenous Peoples Day last week. We have a Columbus statue in St. Armand's Circle in Sarasota, Florida, where we play a lot of our busking gigs. Why there's a Columbus statue there? Not really sure. Didn't really discover St. Armand's. I think it was just the statue builder needed a frame of reference, so he or she looked at other Columbus statues and just made this one. But Columbus has had a lot of heat on him as of late, so a lot of the statues have gone down. St. Armand's has a remaining Columbus statue that was defaced on Indigenous Peoples Day, where we played it. So the title of that video is literally what happened. Like, I can't help it if you're upset that Indigenous Peoples Day is a thing. That is literally what happened. We played on Indigenous Peoples Day, but a lot of people are like, what are you doing? Why are you getting so woke on the channel, Sean? Stay in your lane. I literally just titled it what it was. I didn't know that it was going to be political. I'm sorry that people have such strong feelings on Christopher Columbus. I personally don't really have real strong feelings on Christopher Columbus one way or another. His problematic historical figures do not really take up a lot of space in my mind as to how I should feel about them one way or another. So, again, trying not to be too woke. A lot of that woke heat on this channel, but that is literally what happened. I'm sorry if anybody had a problem with that. So for listening homework this week, I'm going to throw you to the semi-new Japanese Breakfast album. Jubilee, definitely got some bangers on there. We were playing this one live the other night, me and Cindy, so definitely check it out because feel good, indie, rock, vibes. Love it. If you guys have any questions or comments, send me in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website. And I will talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.